For some, life is survival. Working all day just to afford one meal. Rent drains your income. Bills pile up. Joy? That's a luxury. But Mukesh Ambani, an Indian guy who is the richest man in Asia, he spends more in a day than most will in a lifetime. And sometimes, it feels like even he is tired of spending. He owns a house worth over $1 billion. Beyoncé sang at his daughter's wedding. He flies in gold-plated jets. But someone once left a car bomb outside his front gate. This is Mukesh Ambani, the richest man in India, and possibly the most powerful man you've never truly heard about. But who is he really? A national hero or a billionaire puppet master pulling strings behind the scenes? The Empire. Born in Yemen, raised in India, Mukesh took over his father's company Reliance and turned it into a $500 billion empire. Oil, gas, telecom, retail, media. If you live in India, chances are you're paying Mukesh Ambani. This isn't just business success, it's empire building. He created Jio, a telecom revolution that gave millions of people access to cheap internet. Some call him the man who digitized India. But when one man controls your phone network, your shopping, your news, should we be impressed or concerned? The mansion from another planet. Let's talk about Antilia, the most expensive private home in the world. 27 floors, 600 staff, helipads, ice rooms in tropical Mumbai. Yep, a snow room, because apparently air conditioning is for peasants. It cost over $1 billion, and it's built to survive earthquakes and, ironically, public outrage. In a country where millions live in slums, is this luxury, tone deaf, or just business as usual? Weddings. The wedding that shook the internet. In 2018, Ambani's daughter Isha got married. The guest list? Beyoncé, Hillary Clinton, Bollywood's elite, and business tycoons from around the world. Private jets lined up, hotels bought out, a single wedding that cost over $100 million. Let's be honest, if Beyoncé shows up to sing at your wedding, you're not just rich, you're in a different reality. But here's the thing, that wasn't just a family party. That was a power display, a message. We are the ruling class. But who's paying attention? February 2021, a black SUV filled with explosives is found outside Ambani's mansion. This is just the beginning. A top police officer gets involved. Days later, that same officer is found dead in a river. Conspiracy theories explode. Was it terrorism? Corruption? A cover-up? We still don't know. But when a billionaire's home is nearly bombed and a cop ends up dead, something's not right. The brother Mukesh and his younger brother Anil once shared their father's empire. But a bitter split tore the family apart. Anil's fortune collapsed. Debts, court cases, bankruptcy. Anil was even jailed for unpaid debts until Mukesh stepped in and paid to bail him out. Let's go back to 2018 when it all began. That December, his daughter Isha Ambani married Anand Piramal, the son of another Indian billionaire family. The cost an estimated $100 million. Yes, for a single wedding. The pre-wedding festivities were held in Udaipur, Rajasthan, a historic palace city turned Ambani playground. Entire five-star hotels like the Oberoi and the City Palace were rented out exclusively for the events. Staff were flown in from around the world. Roads were closed. Local infrastructure was rerouted to support the flow of private jets arriving in hourly waves. Then came the moment that stunned the globe. Beyoncé took the stage for a private performance. Her fee between $4 to $5 million, not including travel, crew, security, or staging. Imagine that for a second. $4 million for one performance. Enough to buy 60 homes in Georgia or cover 400 full-time nurse salaries for a year. And she was just one part of it. Hillary Clinton also attended. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi made an appearance. The who's who of Bollywood performed choreographed routines. The food, curated by Michelin-starred chefs. The decor, designed by European luxury firms. The wedding itself was hosted at the Ambani family's home, Antilia. If Isha's wedding was the declaration of power, Akash Ambani's wedding in March 2019 was the reinforcement. This time, Akash married Shloka Mehta, daughter of diamond magnate Russell Mehta. And while the wedding was held mostly in Mumbai, it lost none of the drama or decadence. The wedding functions included floral chariots, dancer-led processions, and custom music scores. Global VIPs like Tony Blair, Ban Ki-moon, and Sundar Pichai showed up. The catering? Global, with each station representing a different country. Estimated cost? Around $75 million. But if the first two weddings felt royal, the third was something else entirely. Enter Anant Ambani, Mukesh's youngest son. His wedding to Radhika Merchant wasn't just expensive, it redefined the word. Starting in early 2024, the pre-wedding events kicked off in Jamnagar, Gujarat, home to Reliance's massive oil refinery complex. But instead of a factory backdrop, the Ambanis built an entire temporary city for their guests. Reports suggest over $120 million was spent on the pre-wedding events alone. The guest list? Beyond elite. Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan, Ivanka Trump, Disney CEO Bob Iger, Rihanna, who delivered a private concert her first in years. She reportedly charged to $6 to $7 million for her set. She arrived, performed her hits for a crowd of 1,200 and left the next day in a custom-commissioned jet. The Ambanis deployed over 3,000 event staff to manage the weekend. Thousands of flowers were flown in from Holland. Luxury gift boxes were sent to each guest. Some boxes reportedly cost over $2,000 each. The catering involved 7 international chefs, dozens of sous chefs, and a menu that changed for every function. Estimates say the total cost of Anant Ambani's wedding, including all phases, may exceed $180 to $200 million. They're not spending money, they're rewriting what money even means. How does one man earn enough to live like a modern emperor? That's the question Mukesh Ambani forces us to ask. Not once, but every time his lifestyle makes global headlines. His money doesn't come from selling one thing. It comes from owning the pipelines of daily life. Reliance Industries spans oil, gas, petrochemicals, digital services, telecom, retail, e-commerce, and entertainment. Reliance generates tens of billions of dollars annually. So when people ask how does he make money, the better question might be, where doesn't he make money? What does a billionaire do with all that cash? Mukesh Ambani lives in Antillia, the most expensive private home in the world. It has 3 helipads, a health spa, an ice room, a ballroom, a private cinema, a temple, and a multi-level garage that houses over 160 luxury cars. To put that in perspective, Antillia costs more than the combined price of the White House, Buckingham Palace, and Versailles, and it houses a family of 5. What kind of cars fill a billionaire's garage? Ambani's car collection is the stuff of automotive fantasy. His fleet includes over 170 luxury and performance cars, many of them bulletproof. Just one of his armored BMWs is valued at $1.5 million. Ambani doesn't buy cars to drive them, he collects them like art. Does he really need multiple private jets? Apparently yes. Ambani owns several private aircraft including a Boeing Business Jet 2, an Airbus ACJ319, a Falcon 900EX. Antillia's rooftop helipads allow the Ambanis to fly in and out without touching Mumbai's crowded roads. In Ambani's world, time isn't money, time is power. What about the sea? Yes, his yacht reportedly worth over $125 million is a floating palace. Every detail whispers one truth. This isn't a boat, it's sovereignty on water. Does he collect more than just property and cars? Watches? Absolutely. Ambani owns pieces from Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet, and the Rolex Daytona Rainbow Series, many of which are limited edition and valued at $500,000 to $1 million each. Was that forgiveness or a calculated PR move? The woman behind the throne. Meet Nita Ambani, Mukesh's wife, known for her philanthropy, ballet background, and her $300,000 teacup. To her credit, she's helped build schools, sports leagues, and massive charity projects. Is it genuine generosity or calculated optics? Isha Ambani, his daughter, runs Reliance Retail. Akash Ambani, his eldest son, is the current chairman of Reliance Jio. Anant Ambani, the youngest, leads the energy division. But what about the parties? How does Ambani celebrate? Let's talk weddings. Because Ambani weddings are not weddings. They're global cultural events disguised as personal celebrations. Each wedding could fund an entire state's education budget. But for the Ambanis, it's more than a celebration. It's strategic branding. Every camera, every Instagram post, every flash of a designer lehenga sends one message loud and clear. We are India's ruling class. Mukesh Ambani is the richest man in Asia. He's digitized India, built an empire, and lives like a modern Maharaja. But behind the gold walls and private jets are shadows, political influence, explosions, family wars, secrets. Is he a visionary who changed India forever? Or a billionaire king operating in plain sight state with more power than any elected leader. You decide. Drop a comment below, genius or dangerous? And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because next time we're diving even deeper.